I started with 10 voluntary initiatives, but they're written on paper too. They're not driven in stone. The 10 Commandments were driven in stone. They could never be modified because nobody had ever thought of anything new. They didn't. You know, in the first 3 million years of human existence, the first 3 million years, that's how long we've been here, until the dawn of the agricultural revolution 15,000 years ago, for 3 million years, we only came up with 2 technological developments of consequence. You know what they were? Not the wheel. The wheel was after agriculture.
Paper.
Fire. And what was the other one?
Paper.
No, let me tell you. Stone tools. Stone tools, for Christ's sake. And chimpanzees use stone tools. That's all. I talk about, you know, we're in all this trouble, but we're still so smart and so good. We've done so many good things. Half the women in the world, this is one of the things we've got to do, is give women equal rights with men. It outrages me that women are being mutilated still in the world. You know, that is, talk about taking away your human rights. And, but half the women in the world don't have equal rights with men. And there are some societies that discourage women from don't want women to be able to go to school. They don't want women to be able to own property, so women are complete serfs and slaves today. If it was the men, we wouldn't put with it. No, there's not any slavery in the world at all as far as men are concerned, but there's slavery as far as women are concerned. Wrong. It's very wrong, and we need to fix it. And it'll go a long way towards helping straighten the world out. All right, here they are, real quick. Number 1, I promise to care for planet Earth and all living things thereon, especially my fellow human beings. I said that because I'm a tree hugger. I promise to treat all persons everywhere with dignity, respect, and friendliness. I promise to have no more than 1 or 2 children. I had 5. But when I had my 5th child, there were 3 billion people in the world. Less than half as many as there are today. That was just 40, 50 years ago. I promise to use my best efforts to help save what is left of our natural world in its undisturbed state and to restore degraded areas. And I've done that. I promise to use as little of non-renewable resources as possible. That's coal and oil. I promise to minimize my use of toxic chemicals, pesticides, and other poisons and encourage others to do the same. I promise to contribute to those less fortunate than myself, to help them become self-sufficient and enjoy the benefits of a decent life, including clean air and water, adequate food, health care, housing, education, and individual rights. I reject the use of force, in particular military force, and I support the United Nations arbitration of international disputes. I support doing everything we can to reduce the dangers from nuclear, biological, and chemical weapons and to ultimately eliminate all weapons of mass destruction. I support the United Nations and its efforts to improve conditions on the planet. And the 11th one I just put in a few years ago. I support clean, renewable energy and a rapid move to eliminate carbon emissions.
Very good, Ted. So, I read your book twice, Call Me Ted. Good title. And I encourage everybody to read it. And the great thing about your book, I mean, your story is phenomenal, but you're so honest and direct. It's a really refreshing read, and I encourage it. Came out in paperback?
Yes, it did.
I only have hardcovers. So what's next? What's on the horizon for you?
Well, I've got another book coming out in the spring.
Okay.
I didn't write it myself. A ghostwriter wrote it, but I collaborated.
And what's this on? What's the new book on?
It's on the things that I didn't cover in Call Me Ted. For instance, there's a chapter on bison. There's a chapter on bison, and there's a chapter on the United Nations Foundation, which weren't covered with the chapter Call Me Kid. There was too much to cover.